Hey guys, Grace here, and I don't know how well you guys can see me. I don't usually film videos in this angle, but we had some really strong wind yesterday, and you guys did not know, but for my birthday, I got a trampoline. I told my parents I was going to save up and get myself a trampoline, and they were like, got me a trampoline for my birthday. It was the only thing I got, but I got a trampoline. Anyways, we had really strong wind, and I've never owned a trampoline, so we didn't anchor it down to the ground or anything. And we had really strong wind yesterday. It flew over my neighbor's fence and hit their house. Luckily, their house doesn't seem to be damaged. We had to take it off its legs to anchor it down to our house to make sure it didn't blow away again. But it's a 14-foot round. It's a light trampoline, not really heavy. There is a little damage to the frames, as you can see over here. The poles are bent. And last night, I don't know if you guys can see it. It could be the fact that it's just on concrete, but there is a slight bend to the circle frame. So my dad and I are hoping we can fix it. My dad's really good at fixing things, so yeah, that was interesting. Hey, sorry, the neighbor's dog. And so, yeah, the funny thing is what happened was Dennis and we went out to the front yard to get one of our decorations that is light and was going to blow away in the wind. And it must have just happened because after we got the thing back inside, we get a knock from our neighbor, and it's so funny because he was so calm about it. He was just like, I hate to bug you, but your trampoline's in my backyard. And being me, after he left, I started freaking out. I get over dramatic and stuff like this, and to me, Dad was like, it's alright, we can go get it, it's gonna be fine. I'm like, my trampoline just over the fence, it's not alright. So, I got a little dramatic about that. We got it back over the fence. Their fence was already damaged slightly. Thankfully, nothing of theirs got hurt and nobody got hurt. But it does stink a little that the trampoline flew over. You can see where it tore up some of that stuff and it's bent. And we moved all the metal leggings because one of the legs had fallen off when we got it over the fence. Or it was already fallen off. And we had to do this one. That was most likely a weird camera angle. Anyways, we had to get it back. We were going to get it back over the fence and back in our yard and anchor it over. Now, they were so nice. They're friends of ours, and they're really nice. They're like, oh, we can just move it to... That sounded really bad. Well, we can just move it to our tree, and we can tie it to the tree and anchor it down that way, and you guys can come get it in the morning. I thought of this morning, after we already did all this and moved it over. I'm glad that we did it last night, because if we didn't, it was going to be, my dad would have been at work, one of my neighbors would have been at work, my oldest brother Lance would have been at work, and Dennis, I don't know if he would have been able to help us or not, so it would just my mom and I trying to get over the fence and maybe one of the other neighbors if she wasn't busy. So I'm glad we did it last night. And we had to do this thing where we picked it up and moved it to the fence because it is light. It's just awkward. How big it is awkward. Excuse me, I'm burping. As I said, it's a 14-foot round. And so we picked it up and we moved it to the fence. And we lifted it above our heads. And we started to do like one by one, making it around the house. So it was like, all right, Grace. So it was like right next to our house, so we had a few yards to run to get to the other side. So it was like, all right, Grace, go to the other side and catch the trampoline. I was the first one over. I came over and gripped it from our side of the yard. And so I was just there to support it over the fence, and that way it's not completely resting on the fence. I'm gonna switch hands. And so we got it. So I was over here. I went over by the lake that had fallen off. So I was like, all right, got it, because it was above my head by like 2 feet. And I was already wearing high heels because I'd just gotten back from church. So I was like, I got it with both my hands up there holding it. And then I was like, all right, Mom. All right, my mom said, all right, I'm going to come over next. And I'll go over and grab the other end. So she came over. And then my dad was next over. And Dennis was the last one that we were going to send over, so that way we had it gripped onto either side. And it was still, the winds are still kicking. It was really windy still. And so Dennis, like on the trampoline, started to walk over. And next thing you know, we hear my neighbor go, all right, I can hold it, not for that long, because the way the winds were blowing, it was blowing towards him and pushing the trampoline. As we said, we were holding it about really high. And it's like, all right, I can hold it for a little bit, and the trampoline started to go angle up, and he was right here, so he was holding it basically, and it started to angle up. And after Dennis wanted to say that, I saw Dennis take off in a jog, or a run, actually, not a jog. And so he ran over, came over by where my neighbor was, and grabbed it from our side. And then we heaved it over, and we had to take a rubber mallet to hit the legs off, because some trampolines, like mine, you don't bolt the legs in, like the metal pole to the metal legs. You just sit them in there, and they pretty much stay. So we had to hit ours off, because you hammered them on and you hit them off. And we were like, we're going to hit it off, and that way we're going to tie it. And that is because we needed to hit the legs off so it will be short enough, because with it like this, it is up to the top of our cover. And yeah, so we were trying to get to anchor. We anchored it here. That one was just tied. That one was the main anchor, just to support it there. And so our neighbor, he was really nice. He gave us his ropes to tie it down, because he had better ropes than we did. And so he got his ropes, and we tied it down after we hit the rubber legs off and moved it over here. And so yeah, it's cold. But that was an interesting night, definitely. You know, trying to get a trampoline over the fence. And of course, I was trying my best not to freak out in front of my neighbors, but I was still pretty freaked out that my trampoline flew over the fence. And what I saw was the circle, the main circle, it looks like it might have straightened out a little bit, was bent. And I'm like, that's going to be a safety issue. This is no good. I have just lost my trampoline. This is not going to have even had it for a year yet. And it's already broken. This is a horrible, that was all stuff that was like going through my head. But we think we can fix it. And I know my dad, if he thinks it's not safe to do it, he's not going to let us use it again. So, yeah, I'm cold, so I'm going to head in. Here's one last view of what happened to the trampoline. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day and enjoyed day 3 of my video miss, or whatever it is, not vlogmas. I hope you guys have an awesomely blessed day. Bye.